Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Lorenzo and you're watching my video. Okay, so Nintendo's press conference was really good. Started off good, and for the most part it was pretty good. There was a couple parts where it lulled down a little bit, but other than that it was really good. So let's jump into it. So the beginning started with a little intro video with Miyamoto in his dressing room with a bunch of Pikmin just kind of moving around and, being the Pikmin self, and of course, everyone's like, oh my god, it's Pikmin. And he goes onto the stage to do the introduction. He's all like, hey, I'm Miyamoto, guys, what's up? And they're talking about the Pikmin, and they're showing pictures of the audience, and it shows Pikmin on their shoulders and stuff like that. It's really funny and comical. Everyone seems to be getting in, enjoying it. And then they started talking about the Wii U and why they chose to make it the way they did. Pretty much it's, they wanted to have two separate screens so you wouldn't have to wait for your TV to start up to begin playing, because they felt that just kind of took away from the experience a little bit. So that's why they added the second screen. And they also announced Pikmin 3, and they showed gameplay of it, and it looks beautiful. It's really pretty. It's really beautiful, and it definitely shows off the power of the Wii U, because I don't even know, just the water, the ripples, it's a beautiful game. The colors, the Pikmin themselves, they're very high res. Oh, it's awesome. They also showed off a new Pikmin type called the Rock Pikmin, and what they are, it's Pikmin that are made of rocks, and you can throw them at certain objects and they'll damage them. You can throw them at units and they'll damage them, and just things like that. The controls will work with the Wiimote and the Nunchuk, along with the Wii U controller. But with the Wii U gamepad, it shows the whole map, so you have a better view of the game that you won't get on the Wiimote. You can control up to 4 leaders. There's you can jump between each leader. Olimar is not one of the leaders that you can play as for a secret reason. That's what they said, so I guess we have to play the game to find out why you can't play as him. You can watch a recording of your playthrough to see how you can improve, which is, very kind of speedrunish. People that are trying to do speedruns can definitely do that. That definitely is interesting. And then Miyamoto picks a Pikmin out of his pocket and pretends to throw it, and the crowd freaks out trying to catch it. It's kind of funny. He goes off. And then Reggie Fils-Aimé comes out to present. He's the host, and he's saying it's all about the games. That's what he's really focusing on right here. And he's saying we'll see about 23 Wii U titles on display during the conference. And these are his words. He says Wii U changes gaming, how you interact with friends, and how you watch TV with Netflix, Hulu Plus, YouTube, and Amazon Video, which will all be on the console. But Nintendo will only focus on the games and how we connect to friends this week. So I think that's smart that they focus on the games and explaining the Wii U, because I remember last year everyone was like, what's the Wii U? Is it a new console? Is it a new controller? No one really knew what it was. And they also announced that the Wii U will support 2 gamepads at once, at least in the future. As of right now, they were only focusing on single gamepad games, but dual gamepads will come at a later time, probably at release. The controller does look nice, looks familiar, but different in a good way. If you were holding it, if the screen wasn't there, it would be a good controller. Everything looks just very nice and fit, and of course the screen just is kind of pretty. Then they started talking about Miiverse, which is a big mainstream of where your friends' Miis will meet when you turn on the console. And it'll also, Miis will congregate towards certain tiles, sort of like billboards, to show what's trending between you and your friends and what's trending globally, for the games and stuff like that. So if there's a Mario game and there's a lot of people there, that means that, a lot of people are playing that game or talking about that game, or, the like. They also said that Miiverse will be available for 3DS, computer, and smartphones somewhere down the line. They also announced new Super Mario Bros. U, which is obviously a Mario Brothers game. It's like new Super Mario Brothers. The Miiverse will be linked up with the game to show what your friends have been doing in the game. It'll show how far they have achieved. They can leave little messages saying, oh, I beat this in under 100 seconds, woohoo, go me. So you can try and beat that, or, try and out compete each other. There's a new flying squirrel suit, which lets you glide. That's kind of cool. It can be played on the TV or on the gamepad. 4 players can play together with the 5th player on the gamepad. so that is definitely interesting. All in all, this new Mario game does look interesting. It looks like a typical 2D Mario game, which should be a lot of fun. And it should be released when the Wii U comes out. They also announced Batman Arkham City Armored Edition for the Wii U, where Batman and Catwoman are wearing armor. They're like armored versions of themselves, and it's exclusive to the Wii U, so PS3 and Xbox will not be seeing these skins or equipment or all that stuff on theirs, apparently. Some of the game exclusive features are the BAT mode, which is like a Super Saiyan mode pretty much, where when you get up enough special meter or something, you can activate it and you'll do more damage and be more powerful. You can control a Batarang with the gamepad, like, you know, using the accelerometer. You can control the remote control Batarang with that. You can use the gamepad to set off explosives one at a time or at once, just to be a little bit more tactical. Those were just some of the features that they showed. I'm not really sure when it's going to be released. I'm thinking maybe around launch time. Scribblenauts Unlimited. You can create your own scribbles. So if you like write dog or type dog and type wheels, you can create a dog with wheels on it. That's what they showed. You create a dog with wheels on it and it'll move that way. So that's cool. And instead of just typing, you know, dog, you know, you can actually make something and then you can input it later to be useful. There's a new multiplayer mode, which they didn't really talk about too much. You find out how Maxwell got his magic notebook, scribble pad or whatever, which is, if people played the game, that's kind of interesting. You can share your creations with friends and they can then edit it and make it their own creation, and they can share it with their friends, and it could just be this whole long line of a sort of telephone where I created this and they create this from this and they add this and so on and so forth, which could definitely have some interesting results. Next, they just showed a montage of games to come. They showed Darksiders 2, Mass Effect 3, Tank Tank Tank, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Trine 2 Director's Cut, Ninja Gaiden 3, and Aliens Colonial Marines. Those are just a bunch of third-party games that more likely will just be ports over to the Wii U. Wii Fit U. Obviously, it's Wii Fit on the Wii U, and it uses both the Wii Fit board and the gamepad, and a new peripheral, which they didn't really show off. It was like a little counter. They added a new element to it, a lot like the Nike Fitness Pro game that they showed off in the Xbox conference, where it tracks your calories, how many calories you've burned in the activity, and you can then use that to be like, oh, I burned more calories than you. Haha, I beat you. And there was this little egg Tamagotchi looking thing where you could scan it into the Wii U gamepad, and it would give up all the stuff, like if you've been on a run or something. So I'm guessing it'll track how much you run and the distance and all that stuff, so you can keep track of all that, which is kind of cool, but they didn't really show off much of that peripheral. Sing is a working title for a Wii U game that mixes Just Dance with SingStar pretty much. What it is they were talking about how when you were playing these games, you always have to look at the TV, so there was a difference between performing and watching, where watching you just kind of saw the person's butt. But this one makes it where the lyrics come up on the Wii U gamepad, so you can read it like karaoke style and be facing your friends while your friends are doing dance moves that are on the TV, which is really weird. It'd just be really weird to be singing towards people, like it's supposed to be just like fun, not, you know, a concert, so I don't really see the appeal of that, but that is the game. They only spent a little bit of time talking about the 3DS, but they did say that if you want to know more information, you can go to e3.nintendo.com or the Nintendo Facebook page to watch another conference at 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, to learn more about what they're going to do with the 3DS in the coming year. They did announce a few games though. They announced new Super Mario Bros. 2. Mario really likes gold in this game. He was collecting a lot of coins. There was like a gold power-up. I'm not really quite sure why, but that's what they did. There's a Tanuki suit, which is, you know, everyone loves Tanuki suit, and everyone was cheering too. Everyone saw the Tanuki and was like, woo! Which is kind of funny. They announced Paper Mario Sticker Star, where it's Paper Mario, but your moves are now stickers. So you can collect stickers that you see throughout the world. You can peel them off of buildings, and then that's your move. So if you have a boot, you'll like jump and stomp onto the enemy. If you have a hammer, you'll hit them with the hammer, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of an interesting idea, especially if you can maybe do something with the camera, like AR related, because that would be kind of interesting. Lastly, they showed Luigi's Mansion. I'm gonna say it's Luigi's Mansion 2. They didn't really give a title. I didn't see a title anyways. They just showed it was a Luigi's Mansion game. They announced that there are multiple mansions, new kinds of ghosts. There's going to be different techniques to take down different ghosts, which kind of obvious. And it launches this holiday season. Next, they just showed a montage of third-party games that are coming out for the 3DS, including Castlevania Lord of Shadows, Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, Scribblenauts Unlimited, and Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. And if you want to know more about the 3DS, don't forget to tune into their live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern at e3.nintendo.com or the Nintendo Facebook page. Next, they went back to the Wii U and they announced Wii U Lego City Undercover, which is an open-world Lego game. You play as a cop and he solves crimes. He's a detective, and it looks pretty fun and comical. It actually does look really interesting. It's a little bit like GTA mixed with kind of LA Noire, only made of Legos. And a 3DS version is coming eventually with a few differences that they didn't really talk about, but a 3DS version is coming. Next, Ubisoft came out and showed off a bunch of their games. First, they showed Just Dance 4, and you can change the choreography on the fly for dancers to perform. So it's definitely not something you want to give to someone that would be mean, because they could just pick like hard squats the whole time pretty much, and that would kind of suck. Next, they showed off ZombiU, which is a first-person shooter. They announced this back at Ubisoft's press conference, but they actually showed gameplay here, and it looks really good. It's nice and fluid, very crisp. You can use the gamepad for inventory, so like, you can use that for inventory. You don't have to actually stop the game, which I kind of like because it makes you look away from the screen, so if something's happening, you don't know about it. I like that. You can use it as a map for like a radar and motion sensors. You can use it as scope, so instead of like just holding it and look at the TV, you pull up the rifle scope and you would zoom in that way. And view things closer, like examine things by looking at the Wii U gamepad. An interaction with the zombies and with the world. They showed off where if a zombie grabbed onto you, you would shake the gamepad and it would push them off. They also showed that when you were facing like an electronic padlock, you would have to push it on the gamepad, and the whole time on screen, his character is getting chased by zombies, and you have to do it really fast, and he's looking back and forth, and he's like trying to get into the door before he dies, which I think is a very interesting idea. I like the dynamic of you're looking straight ahead to you have to focus on something else that's not the zombies, which in real life that would be happening, you know. If you want to get a new gun or you want to pull something out of your pocket, you can't just be like, hold on zombies, it's pause, I'm going to get my inventory. No, they're still going to come. I like that. It definitely is going to add a little bit more of a survival, scary, tense moments. After that, they showed off a montage of Ubisoft games coming to the Wii U, including Assassin's Creed 3, Rabbids Land, Your Shape Evolved Fitness, Rayman Legends, Sports Connection, and Avengers Battle for Earth. Most of which were announced at the Ubisoft press conference. Nothing new really came out of this montage or out of the Ubisoft showing off their games besides ZombiU, but whatever, it's all good. Nintendo also announced something called Nintendo Land, which creator Katsuya Iguchi talks about and explains what it is a little bit. And what it is basically is your Mii visits a theme park and other Miis can join there too, and it's kind of like a social hub where you can go and you can meet other Miis and play mini games, because that's what it is. It's basically like a little circle. It's like a main area, and like different areas have different mini games. There's 12 different zones. The 5 areas they showed off are a Zelda area, an Animal Crossing area, a Luigi's Mansion area, a Donkey Kong area, and a Ninja Playhouse area. Donkey Kong and Ninja Playhouse are single player only. They're single player only minigames. All the other 3 are multiplayer minigame areas where you can play with your friends. Basically, it's just like a big meetup. It's just a big meetup for your Miis, sort of like PlayStation Home, only hopefully this is better than PlayStation Home, because that one wasn't really that fun, really. They did show off Luigi's Ghost Mansion, and it's sort of like Pac-Man with a twist in a way, because there are 4 characters on the Wiimote, and then there's one on the Wii gamepad. The person on the Wii gamepad is the ghost, and he can see everything on the gamepad, but the people on this TV cannot see the ghost. But to give them a little bit of help, the remote rumbles when the ghost is near, so they can turn around and flash the flashlight at the ghost, and it'll damage the ghost. But the thing is, you can't have the flashlight on the whole time because the flashlight will run out of batteries, and if it's out of batteries, they're kind of screwed. So it's kind of a nice little balance between trying to not waste your battery, like just by clicking it every once in a while just to see if the ghost is there, just so that way you don't get caught and faint. And if you do faint, your teammates can revive you, but to revive someone you have to shine the flashlight on them. But again, that wastes your battery, and it's kind of a trade-off between I keep my battery charged or I save my friend and we get 4 people up again instead of just 3. Could be a lot of fun. I am definitely interested in this. They also showed a montage of it. Again, it's just a big mini game area where you can play with friends locally, and I'm guessing online. I'm pretty sure online, because I think they're trying to do a big push to online play, which is a good thing. And it'll be available when the Wii U launches this holiday. They also said that if you want to know more information about Wii Fit U, Zombie U, and Batman Armored Edition, you can go to their Nintendo E3 site at e3.nintendo.com or the Nintendo Facebook page. And yeah, that was the Nintendo press conference. It was good. I liked it. They definitely did explain what the Wii U was. I understood it now. I liked it. I think they did the right thing by focusing mainly on the Wii U instead of trying to fit the Wii U, the 3DS, and all the other things in there. So props to Nintendo. Good press conference, good showing. Can't wait to see what you have planned for the 3DS when I see that later. So if you saw the press conference, I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you would like to see more of whatever it is that I do. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.